Yes, the length of your life, which is very important. You know, CK, all about the burst damage, all about blowing someone up immediately. If he can't do that, he feels like a very weak hero. So yeah, I like the Troll Warlord for this pickup as well. However, is this going to be Excalibur on the Troll? In which case, what direction is Singularity? Are they? Nah, I reckon if Excalibur picks a Troll, he's still going to be building a Battle Fury and just going to hit creeps all game. But maybe turning up to a couple more fights than we're used to seeing. But yeah, I can't see the Troll being off lane. Maybe? No.
No.
Hard no.
Yeah, and one of the things that I brought up previous game for Singularity, but also goes for NIP again this time, Nyx Assassin does need some space and some time, and you need to get some towers down. If this is going to be a slow game again, I guess I could see it working, but I see no siege on the side of NIP. Except for the Shadow Shaman once again. And they showed before that they're not very great at playing away from Saxa. They kind of like Saxa sitting in their own backlines, saving, hexing, getting those shackles out. Which is going to once again make their high ground pretty rough.
Yeah, that's...
Or even their tower taking in general, which in turn means no space for the Nyx Assassin unless you let your own towers go. And if you let your own towers go, you need two things. You need team fight to defend your high ground with, and you need hard to catch heroes push your side lanes, and that is a Grimstroke.
So who's going where now? I'm very confused by everything going on. So we've got a Shadow Demon, a Rubik, and a Grimstroke. Potentially all three of these heroes could play up in the middle lane. Or
have you ever seen Core Grimstroke?
Choose your hero.
Oh no, that's true. That's true. I've seen Wagamama plays a lot of Core Grimstroke, but yeah, no, not in professional games. But
yeah, so it's either SD or Rubik. I'm an SD fan, and I might get my wish here, because that is Jerry on the Rubik.
Yep, and it's going to be Shashlo on the off lane, Shadow Demon, and Pigvin on the Razor. Okay, so probably the most sane outcome out of all of this. Yeah, I think I've seen, now that I think about it, I have seen Shashlo playing on this offlane Shadow Demon as well, so no big surprise. Alrighty then, well, we are off to a interesting draft in game number 3, and yeah, as I said before, you know, Fada on the Ember Spirit, but other than him, everybody's pretty much single targets. They're very much looking to just kind of throw everything onto Excalibur, take him out, and really kind of destroy Singularity's strategy that way. Because obviously out farming him didn't seem to work. That was the plan last game, where we're like, okay, well, we can beat him with team fights. Let's see if we can beat him by out farming him. Nope, definitely cannot do that. Definitely can't out farm this guy. So yeah, definitely. All right, Kipslul, who's your money on for this matchup?
On one hand, I'm feeling like, you know, NIP, they just lost a match that they really could have won. They gotta feel like hitting themselves right now, right? So maybe they're gonna get it now. On the other hand, I like this lineup from SNG. The predictions of the Russian panel are going exactly the same way as they did both times before. I was hoping that I could, you know, maybe sneak a little bit of info off of them, but nope. Maybe. I'm going to do something unusual here. I'm going to say that I like SNG. They got that Shadow Demon on a different role this time, which means they also have a save. We've seen what Excalibur can do with all of the farm of his team behind him, and they waited until they saw the core matchup until they picked him. So unless Fada runs away with his Ember game, which he has done in the past and can do again, I'm giving it up for Singularity. Let's do it.
All right, Singularity.
Let's upset.
Throw a spanner into the works. Well, man, I want to agree with you. I really do. But at the same time, seeing NIP with these heroes, with a 33 Doom, with a CK, I feel like the aggression that's going to come out for them is just going to be too hot for Singularity to handle. So I'm not sure if... And also,
how are they going to take the towers, though? How are they going to take the high ground?
I mean, they've got Phantasm to work with, and they've got Snakes as well. I think it's better than game 1. Where they struggled to really finish
marginally.
Yeah. We shall see. I think I'm gonna say NIP, just to cause a bit of contention between us, you know, a bit of fire between us. If you think you know who's going to take the game, of course, you can over to 1xBet, where you can put down your very first deposit, and you will get a bunch of money free. In fact, 130 euros as your special welcome bonus if you use promo code Radiant when betting on any of these WePlay Radiant matches. Find the link below this Twitch stream, or in the Twitch chat, or on the social networks. Sign up and see if you have what it takes to get a bit of money through betting. 1xBet, of course, is the website to head off to. But into this game, wow, we're going into some caverns. No, don't go off the map. Don't go off the map.
It's
Horrible
spooky out there.
secrets. Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know what's out there.
It's hiding in the caves, man. Oh, this is very scenic. This isn't looking like Dota anymore.
Yeah, actually kind of doesn't.
Looks like an acid trip.
We'll really be on a trip if we get Singularity to win this game. That would be like I'm a risk taker, you know.
Yeah, I can tell.
I'll go for it. And I think I've said to you before off stream that I think NIP should have got Singularity beat on individual skill for every single one of the positions, apart from maybe the Excalibur versus Ace matchup, which is remarkably similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I can see that.
You know, on paper, you'd say that NIP should have got this, like 9 out of 10 times. But we've spoken about it a bit before, that Singularity has a very simple single focus in Excalibur, whereas NIP, because they have better players, have more options. They have harder choices to make, and those choices need to be made. If they feel like they are better so they can, you know, hold off on making the choices, they are in trouble. And we saw that in Game 2. And we might just see that again. And in the end, it's not about who has the better players, but who has the better team.
Yeah. And that is the question. I mean, that's a question on for every game of Dota to mine. But yeah, you've got to give Singularity a lot of credit. I mean, I don't know who's making the calls or where this kind of come from them. And the synergy they're pulling out is quite impressive. You know, they beat OG. OG, they were using a stand-in, but when that stand-in's Kuroki, I'm not even sure you can make that argument. So,
I mean, isn't that going to be very hard on the team dynamic, nonetheless?
True. Especially, you know, ILTW, they've been readjusting to him for a long time now, and then to have that taken away, yeah, it's always tough. But at the same time, you know, OG, I'm still surprised they lost to Singularity so convincingly.
Or maybe Singularity so convincingly took it off of them. Just grabbed him by the throats and said, "Ha, you thought you could do that with a stand-in?
How dare you underestimate us?"
Exactly. And you gotta feel like that sometimes. You gotta feel like that sometimes. Just be like, alright, you are disrespecting me just by existing in the same match as me. Just do it.
33 is getting wrecked. He blocked the creeps to try and get some last hits under tower because he knew that they were going to try and be aggressive on him, but the Razor just straight away starts damage draining him and joins him under tower as Fada laning up versus Excalibur in the middle lane. I feel like, I don't know, how do you rate this lane? I think it's kind of Excalibur favored, to be honest, and so far we are seeing that as the case. I mean,
yeah, it is.
What does your Flame Guard really do in this lane?
Well, you can push the wave out with it and hopefully get enough money to ferry yourself more regen, because otherwise, yeah, it's going to be very hard. You're going to take a lot of harass from that troll, and you can't really do anything back to him.
Well, disruption out onto PPD. He only gets the stun off onto 1, and with these poison charges stacking up onto him, I think this might be the end. The little crab will die. I always get told off for calling him a crab when he's actually a scorpion linked assassin, but
yeah, I mean, there is a crab set for him, isn't there?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know. I consider him a crab, you know. Imagine a crab here which could only walk sideways. That'd be amazing. Anyway, off topic.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to...
That was a bird.
Could he, like, maybe scuttle sideways up clip? Wait, no, now we have Broodmother again. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like all those people saying that agonyms for Bristleback should be that he can walk backwards, like moonwalking Bristle.
I've never heard that idea before. I like it.
Yeah, it's It's an idea I see flung around quite often. There's Pingvin in this bottom lane being forced out of his mid lane to lane up versus 33 down here. So we do have Excalibur in the mid. Well, we've seen this a couple of times from Singularity. They're not forcing these lane matchups at all. They just want to make sure they've got the right hero in the right matchup. And Jerry will spot PPD going for a bit of shenanigans in the middle lane. I always feel like right-clicking a Nyx Assassin is kind of just like, I don't know, tapping a wall. There's not much room for
it's
to do
a
it.
pretty futile effort.
4 armor, 5.8
really
health regen.
Yeah. Well, the Shadow Shaman does very decently. But that's just because Shadow Shaman hits like a truck. And unfortunately for Jerry, the Shadow Shaman is not on his team.
Ooh, Pingvin. He's just somehow died to fire in the bottom lane. Fire safety. He obviously didn't refresh himself on those fire safety videos. You know when you get into a workplace and they're like, oh yeah, here's how to not die to a fire. Yeah.
He failed.
Worked in a kitchen for a while, and yeah, I wouldn't have died to that fire. Is what I'm trying to say. But yeah,
I'd say that Pingvin just visited Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, very good, very good. As Jerry's in some trouble in the top lane. Well, Shashlo's going to buy him a little bit of time with the disruption, but a kill is had all the same. So Poshka and Shashlo trying to kind of skirmish up here. So yeah, Shashlo
Poshka
is
gets
up
to
on
deal a lot of damage. But yeah, if you're Radiant, the Radiant offline is a very nice place to lane your carry, especially if you're worried about, for example, getting aggro lane. Because here on the bot lane, you can't really defend against the pools, whereas the Dire has a lot more trouble defending the pools. So if you want to aggro duel or even try with your carry, you gotta pick Radiant, basically. It is the
That's the rule.
Is the way to...
Okay, I didn't know that.
Like it is difficult in a sense that if you are confident in your ability to contest the side pools, like, how to put it, your safe lane is less safe, but if you are Dire, that means that you could reasonably lane your carry there. However, if you want to actually farm safely, then Radiant offlane / Dire safe lane is the way to go, because there's less contesting over on the side.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Yeah. I've got you.
It's a complicated matter, and you need to do a lot of prep work mentally around.
Yeah,
For example,
this is why
how are we gonna block, etc.
My mind is just like, wait, but when yeah, this is why you're the coach and I'm the caster.
It always works both ways. Like, the additional reason for going up on the top lane is because on the bottom half of the map, roaming is easier. So what Jerry is doing right now, he can very easily bother the Doom, then go back into the mid lane, to the bot lane, etc. Whereas on the top side of the map, Roshan is always going to be in the way. So if you aggro lane on Radiant, you are telling the Dire to put their supports top and away from the bottom side where they could roam, or, you know, suffer the consequences.
Right. And NIP going for a bit of aggression here. Shashlo stunned up. Now Shackles come out from Saxa. The drag back to the Reality Rift. Shashlo in some trouble. The disruption comes out. But I think Shashlo, he's actually fine. There's no way for PPD to... Oh, no, never mind. He's got the impact. Yeah, the salve comes out. Knew it. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely knew that one. And now PPD is going to be in a bit of trouble. As Jerry TPs himself in. The poison's coming out. Shashlo... Oh, no. One more poison. Now his salve comes through. PPD's still alive, and he's coming back in for the kill. He's going back... Cameraman! He's going back in for Shashlo. Shashlo, I think, is going to make it away, though. Meanwhile, Maposhka does die in the top line. And, well, once again, turning it back around onto PPD. There we go, but now he's jumping back onto Shashlo again. Who's going to die here? What's going to happen? PPD's got 4 stacks of poison on him. Okay, in comes... Yes, finally. Finally, PPD's plight ends, and Maposhka being run down by Fata as well could be in some trouble. And by that, I mean he's absolutely dead. Fata has a haste rune, jumps in, finds a kill, but... You know, big psychological victory for Singularity here as Shashlo does finally get the kill onto PPD.
Is it? How much time did Ace get off of that?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You gotta kill PPD in that situation, otherwise you're just done.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here's the
PPD
kill we
is
missed.
Laughing to himself.
So Miposhka and Sax are fighting it up against one another with the Inkswell coming in. But yeah, okay. Shackles, Ace joining in the party, just whacks down onto that squishy little Grimstroke. And now Ace again starting on this tower. This tower is so low. This top lane's a bit of a disaster. Yeah, Shadow Demon only has 10 CS. Grimstroke actually has more.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's a big oof.
It's a big oof. It's a big hum. It's all the oxymorons we can come up with. Sorry, yeah.
At least they didn't
Pierce.
get to kill the tower just yet because the catapult died. But yeah, Saxa is just gonna lay into it now. Miposhka doesn't actually have the levels to keep the wave off the tower yet.
Oh, God damn it. Now I have to give it to my stupid carry.
Dire's top tower.
You know, the stupid Gary is going to have to go up against this troll eventually, and the troll is the only one having as good of a game as Ace is right now.
Yeah. Patrol is having a really nice time in this mid lane. Hasn't really given Fata much of a look in, but of course Fata, I mean, he's done fine. He made the rotations as well, so... Ooh, nice deny. But unfortunately, EGM might pay with his life for this one as the Searing Chains comes out, and Jerry, well, a one up, but there's a little remnant forwards, and Fata finds a right click to finish off the job.
I almost feel bad. Almost.
Yeah, I mean, if you're dead, you probably do feel pretty bad. I guess you feel nothing, so...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Like, the process of dying is slightly uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think in 9 times out of 10 it is. But this conversation's getting a bit morbid, so let's move on as Saxa roaming through the trees. PPD now taking up. Yeah, this is something we see them doing so much on NLP, where they just give PPD a free lane to make sure he gets his level 6, because he always likes playing these heroes, you know, the Banes, the Brewmasters, the Nyx Assassins, where he has a big level 6 to work around, you know. Then he'll just be a potato for the rest of the game. Like, he'll be the level 6, the position 6 for the rest of the game, but he really likes to get a good timing on his ultimate, which I think is a really good thing, which a lot of teams don't do.
Yeah, normally I see that opportunity go to the 4 a lot.
Hold on, Ace in some trouble here as the Inkswell does come off and stun him up, and now comes in the disruption, and well, the illusion's going to crit him right the way down. Shasho gets a kill. They're looking towards Saxa as well here as Pingvin TPs himself in. He's going to turn around with the Ace shot, but it doesn't matter. Saxa taken care of as well, and that's going to be 2 kills on top lanes. Meanwhile, Fata found the kill onto Jerry in the mid lane as well, so Fata does find a nice return kill. I want to see what's this troll warlord building. Let's have a look. He's he's going for the Battle Fury. He's got it queued up. Absolutely zero surprises here from Excalibur.
Dire are scanning.
Man just loves creeps.
Yeah, and it's basically NIP answering dual core to
Nice pick up
Singularity solo core again.
PPD tried to mess with the Razor by using the spike carapace to steal the rune, but nice clicking, nice fingers there from the Razor there to find the bounty rune out from under him. Just scooped it up, reached under the Nyx Assassin and just grabbed a handful of bounty rune under him.
A fistful of dollars.
Absolutely. Well, PPD once again fell into spike carapace, the Fade Bolt in the middle lane. So, but yeah, both heroes just wanting to get that level 6. Rubik working towards his as well. Demon has managed to find some gold from somewhere at least. Finally managing to hit some creeps and get up that no earth chart a little bit. And in the top lane, actually, Ace is getting busy onto Pingvin here, but he's got that static link coming through, so looks scary, but doesn't hit scary. And he will be forced back by Pingvin here. And that's Phantasm down.
Yeah, there's a not too great way to use it. Also because he doesn't have any towers to hit afterwards, really. I guess they're holding on to their own towers fine, so it doesn't matter that much, but Phantasm is a good turnaround ability, and not having it is a detriment for sure. Now, something else that I wanted to say is that the Shadow Demon, right? Normally, Shadow Demon, I like it in the mid lane a lot, because it's a huge lane dominator. Not a lot of heroes can stand up against that.
But could be in some trouble up at top as the Science comes out onto him, quickly destroyed by AC. Going for the TP out. The Inkswell is going to come out in time. Doesn't matter. They've got the damage. Ace is dead. And Saxa came in to try and save the day, but unfortunately, we'll just throw his body onto the corpse pile up here in the top lane. That's going to be both of them going down. Singularity finding 2 more, which evens out the kill score, but Fada says, hold my beer. Let's get things back in our favor, though. Jerry will just toss him back right now. Fada using the rest of his mana to get that Flame Guard up. Mini can't really chase any further forward, so yeah, it's going to be okay for Rubik. Just a little bit of aggressive from Fada, just kind of flexing on him, being like, hey, you want to come to my lane? I'm going to hit you a bit.
Man, Hey, what I was gonna say is that the Shadow Demon has the 30% EXP talent
This
to...
one, dude. Okay, that was a very cinematic swap by the cameraman there.
Okay.
Shashlo screaming, please deny me Maposhka. Whoop. Gets it.
Pushka.
You always got to shed a tear whenever you deny a teammate like that. I'm sorry,
It's
friend.
true.
It's like in those zombie movies when the guy gets bit and he's like, you got to do it, man. You got to kill me.
Dire's structures are fortified.
You have to. No, I can't.
Exactly. Excalibur just going to run down Fada once again. Fada. Oh, actually, he was trying to cancel the regen rune, but didn't manage to do so. So I'm going to be happy about that one.
So 33 bottom Midas.
Under attack.
There's once again 2 Midases on NIP, plus a hero that's naturally going to go some form of farm amp usually, which is the Ember Spirit. But luckily I see Fada moving into the drums, so at least he is gearing up to fight, as opposed to his 2 other cores.
EGM just styling on PPD right there as he dodges, like, forces PPD to recast Impale a couple of times and lifts him up as he goes for the cast the 3rd time, but unfortunately, now with Fada's rotation in, it will be a death for Jerry. But still, forcing another hero to rotate in always feels pretty nice, making some more space.
Yeah, they're letting Saxa get his 6 now as well. He was a bit behind PPD, who got that lane before. But now Saxa is on the top lane. Let's see if they manage to actually play away from him this time. And Excalibur is in trouble.
Yeah, he's going to be alright. He's a pretty tricky hero to bring down, to be honest. How close is he getting towards this Battle Fury? He's got the full Perseverance now and the recipe, so only about 1,400 gold away from the Demon Edge currently. And that'll be the full Battle Fury finished up. Not a bad timing for a mid laner, has to be said.
It definitely is not. I think that this game I actually agree with. Well, I mean, both 33 and Ace could be this huge tanky guy that there's just no way to get through for Singularity.
Shashlo, no, he gets walked down in the river, tries to go for a rune, and that is actually a 3-time kill streak, so he's been pretty busy. And Penguin's actually in some trouble as well here as PPD and Fat are chasing him down. Doesn't really manage to steal any... PPD, actually from the high ground, Excalibur's just sitting inside his little castle throwing axes at people from the barracks. Fat chasing forwards here, but Jerry takes an orb. He's going to be okay. The flames don't kill him. Okay, so only the Shadow Demon going to fall. Interesting. Quick little pause out for the lag from Singularity. This seems to be happening a little bit. Yeah, both sides.
I'm concerned for the Shadow Demon. He keeps getting found out, keeps getting picked off. The Midas and the EXP talent are going to do a lot of work for him in order to keep up in levels. But the problem is that levels are not going to save your squishy little ass from just getting bursted down by these NIP heroes. And all you're doing then is being dead longer and giving them more reasons to kill you. It's... it feels rough for him right now. And it's... It does not look like it's going to get better. That's the worst part of it.
Yeah, there's very little hope. Oh, Ace pumping that Phantasm there, but decide not to use it. NIP are not done. They really want to defend this bounty rune. They will get it, but in comes a Grimstroke ultimate. Penguin trying to get in, but he's actually taking a ton of damage from Fada and Ace, but in comes Excalibur just popping that ultimate, but the Spike Carapace will keep him still, but he should still be able to finish off Fata. Fata is dead. Now they'll look to more as PPD gets brought down as well. Never want to avoid dying in a fight. And, well, I mean, they get the rune, but was it really worth it?
That was a full 5-on-5 engagement, wasn't it?
It was indeed, yeah. I mean, I think somebody was at top to get the bounties up there. I'm not quite sure who, but somebody was up there.
It must have been Saxa then?
We'll call it a 4-on-4.
Sure, but Ace popping the Phantasm, getting nothing for it in return, 2 of them dying. That is... a bad development for them. And if you see that as a test case for like, can we fight right now? The answer is a very decisive no. And Singularity have the lower cooldown spells. They can just pressure this bot lane now that they've taken that fight. And it's unclear for NIP right now what they can do except for, you know, do the same thing that they did last game, which is sit back, let the Midases do their work, and try to not give Singularity the idea that they can just take over this map space again.
I'm wondering how this is going to go this game, though. It's going to be very interesting because I've always considered Razor to be this pretty bad hero when you get past the mid game. But then again, I always thought the same thing about Pangolier, but last game, his Rolling Thunders had such a huge impact on these fights. Like, he was one of the strongest heroes in these late games engagements just because he could just completely run over the side of NIP. Stunning them. Oh, hold on. Shashlo, hexed up, in some trouble. Ace bashing into him here, but quick turnaround from Sax is going to hold him still. And yeah, they will finish off Shashlo despite... These illusions made are so annoying though. And he's actually going to use them to farm up some snakes and get that money. Might as well. I'm not going to do anything to Ace anyway. But yeah, I love the way that when he comes out of this disruption, the damage immediately comes off from the crits from the CK. It makes it a really strong hero versus the CK. Just immediately double crit him with illusions.
Basically, the way that I've seen Razor used right now is as a huge tanky frontliner. There is... The amount of damage that this hero can soak is unreal, as well as that, you know...
Pingvin is a
he
little
literally soaks people's damage.
Yes.
Yeah, in this case he is.
That's a shackle coming out as well. Jerry also going to follow suit as well. It seems to be a game where if you kill a carry, then by law you have to take a support afterwards. I'm pretty sure like every single fight in this game has evolved. A carry dying and then a support being like, oh help, oh I'm dead.
Well, a little bit, yeah, but you can also see that especially you can see that NIP does this, where they cut in slightly deeper with supports or with follow-up, instead of just, you know, walking towards the fight that is happening. They're walking towards the possible reinforcements or the possible people that are, you know, being covered for.
Right.
Which is smart play by them.
Okay, gotcha. What's your predictions for Mars, by the way?
For Mars, if he holds any, like, you know, if the trend holds, he's going to be able to do way too much within one hero.
Okay.
He's going to have a stun and a silence and a wave clear.
That's true, that's true. That was what Grimstroke and now Pangolier had as well, so...
And then Earth Spirit before that.
Yeah, true, true. Looking forward to another Jack of all trades hero. He's going to be a carry though, right, surely? I mean, you can't have a hero called Mars, who's literally the Lord of War, not be a carry. I guess it could be a mid lane.
This is Dota.
True.
Logic is not one of our strongest suits.
Anyway, Saxo does get blown up in the mid lane, but I mean, we all saw that happen. You didn't need me to tell you about that. And the ToW will go down with it as well, so Singularity, a bit of a show of force in this middle lane, challenging NIP to come for a fight. And now it's Battle Fury in the hands of Excalibur, and making his way very quickly towards a Sanjin Yasha as well. He's actually got the Yasha coming out to him right now. And the Sanjin soon to follow as well, so Excalibur getting scarier by the minute. Currently sitting on top of the net worth chart, and we've heard this story before. NIP kind of resting on their laurels a little bit, going like, yeah, well, you know, we've got this Doom, he's got Devour and a Midas, you know, to Ember Spirit. He can farm pretty well too, but I feel like this time around we're going to have to see a little bit of aggression coming out from NIP.
Most outer towers on both sides are dead right now. This is where I want to look at Roche normally.
Well, NIP say we don't want Roche, we want ourselves a kill, as PPD has Pingvin knocked down. Excalibur, though, positioning himself fantastically on the high ground to really stop NIP coming into this one. This is an extremely awkward fight, but NIP making their way through. They've got the Doom available. They want to use it onto Excalibur, but the stun comes out and stops them being able to do so. Excalibur, they're going to get it. Oh, actually, no, they did get it off. My mistake. And now they jump on top of him. Excalibur, he's really got no way out of this. The Doom is going to tick him off eventually. No, it doesn't. Now he can actually turn around. He's got the ultimate to play with if he needs to. And yes, he will. Out comes the ultimate. PPD taken down, looking for Fada as well. He's got the vision through the trees. Excalibur doing so much in this fight, but Fada coming in the backlands, taking out supports. Uh-oh. Excalibur can now be in some trouble as Ace 33. They're all on top of him. Fada joining the party as well, but Pingvin coming in. Then, as they chase down Ace, looking for the CK, the damage being drained. Excalibur making his way through the towers. He's so damn fast on this troll warlord. He's got the Sanjin Yasha and so much move speed, and they're just going to be able to find Ace hunting down in the trees, taken out, and Singularity take... I mean, I can't believe they didn't kill Excalibur there. Surely they must have known that the Doom was running out.
I mean, yeah, but also, you just don't expect him to live there. And it was such a fragmented fight because they needed to keep those saving supports away from him to try and make sure that he could, you know, actually die. And then by the time you dealt with him, it's like, oh crap, the Doom has run out. And he's just turning around on you.
Well,
And that was-
PPD made the big mistake of respawning in this game, as he does get hunted down once more by
Yeah.
Singularity. It's a rough old game.
I think Singularity would really like it if he didn't do that.
Is under attack.
Respawning.
Respawning, yeah, probably. But part of me thinks that PPD might not want to respawn this game. He's died so many times, but no. Guy knows what he's doing, getting information, just making sure.
Yeah, he's a walking ward.
Walking board, yeah. Early gank alarm system coming into play. And, well, this Troll Warlord certainly is feeling pretty mighty right now. And, the other heroes are not. The CK really has struggled to get a look in this game, to be honest. And, we didn't talk about the battle fury much, but the fact that it also counts as CK makes it extra valuable this game.
Yep, it does. And this last pick Ember should really get more priority if he is the one that's supposed to be able to take the game in the end over, say, this Troll Warlord. But right now, Vada is actually the poorest of the 3 cores of NIP. Not by a big margin, but still.
Yeah, I mean, he went for this Maelstrom Yasha build and is now looking for a Radiant, so very, very greedy. They're really trying to hold up onto this game. You can see here the odds for the game. Still pretty good odds for Singularity despite how the game's going. So, I mean, that is, of course, for the full series, but if you like what you see, then head over to 1xBet and put your money where your mouth is and see if you can get some money out of the series, because this is definitely looking much closer to those numbers are making out. At least that's what we think anyway. So, of course, you can get all the details for that in the description. Of course, throw in a promo code of Radiant, and for these matches at least, you will get yourself a nice, big, meaty bonus for your first bet. As NIP... Ooh, Jerry is invis here. They don't have the sight on him. They don't have any sight at all down, actually, in terms of reveal.
He just saw that remnant go down.
Yep, back himself away. A sentry is now placed by PPD, so... Nice senses on him, of course. When you've been playing Dota as long as PPD has, you kind of get these ideas and know things. Know many
You
things.
get the spider senses. Or
Yes.
the crab senses.
There's an invis hero nearby.
My knee is itching. There is an invis hero nearby.
Sniffs the air. There's something here. Well, the spirit just yeets away from Pingvin there. No interest in going anywhere near this guy with static link.
And one thing that I was talking about before that I at least see right now is Saxa playing away from the rest of NIP. So it's happening. They are actually, like, a bit awkwardly, but he is pushing the side lane. He's going to be making sure that it is pressed as far up against the base tower as possible. And you want to have that base threat on the top lane to make sure that you can make Singularity come back whenever there is a fight that you think, alright, we can't take this, but they are going to be hitting our base if we don't take it now. You force them back, or at least you try to trade equally.
Yeah, it's really important to be able to do that. And I
one
think
of
that
the
is
things-
why... Oh, sorry, go on.
One of the things that they need to do in order to actually pull that off is they need to, and they're smoking here now, because they need to show or fight in mid right about now if they want to give Saxa any chance at that top lane. But Saxa actually seems to go to connect if they
He's
find
going for
anyone here.
bounties. He doesn't want
It's-
NIP to be playing around these bounties. He goes for
I'm
bounties, he
guessing
goes
that this
back
is
for
a
them.
smoke for just warding as well? No? Because it is, once again, their mid lane was pushed all the way out. This was very obvious.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do get their vision out.
Okay, but they forced back the TP onto the Shadow Demon, so I think this is going to be NIP maybe looking to take a fight here. Will Singularity be willing to give them one? Not too sure. Yeah, Excalibur TPing himself away. PPD? What? Oh, they do have the vision just about through, and the Doom comes out. That was such a godlike, like, the ward there.
That is the vision that,
That
they
is-
just placed.
Oh my, I think that's just, is that unlucky? Yeah, I think that's horrifically unlucky for Excalibur there. He thought he was in the trees, he thought it was in, I don't know, mixture of luck, a mixture of good ward placement, but
Yeah, because that ward is placed exactly so that it looks into the little corridor of
Yeah.
trees. There's no way that's on accident.
yeah,
Is
true.
under attack.
TPD, man. What a guy. Very, very rare that you see wards do this kind of work, and, well, I mean, I think it was last game where the Radiant NIP used the Courier to scout Roshan. This time it'll be Singularity doing the same thing. They see NOP taking Roche with these snakes and everything thrown down. There's not going to be a response for it. They can't really do it. They can't afford to buy back on Excalibur this game. They need to keep him in the top net worth position. So they will unfortunately have to let Roshan fall. Especially with this Doom as well. You know, pretty scary stuff for fighting to a Doom with the Doom. Oh no, he didn't.
They have no
use it,
good
sorry. He used it.
way to force the fight here. No way to keep people in the pit, so all they've been doing is throw themselves at the wards, at this Doom. It's not a good fight for them.
EBD finds a courier as well. The captain is coming alive on an IP as he finds a wonder. Now he's just going for the blindside. Dude's just making plays. He's making all the plays he can right now. Does miss that one, but no problems there. And Fada finds his radiance. Okay.
So the magic damage to accompany Ace's physical, and Ace has a heart right now, by the way.
That is a pretty pony. At least a pretty man riding a pony, that is. PPD gonna pop this entire smoke right now. He's probably gonna die for this one, but I'm not entirely convinced he cares. Down he goes, but yep, there you go. Early warning gank system is triggered, and the rest of NIP will get out absolutely. Whoa, wait a minute, I took way too soon as Ace is caught out in the middle lane by Shashlo here. Eyes open on the Shadow Demon. That's going to be the Aegis going down and Singularity surrounding this man. NIP, though, might be coming in to fight this one. 33 running into the backlines, but they just want to back themselves away. But Pingvin didn't get the memo. He's actually gone straight into this one as out comes a Troll ulti. Ace taking some damage. Can they actually finish him off in time? The BKB from Pingvin just means that he can just sit here and lay into Ace. Jerry is taken down, but down goes the CK. Meanwhile, well, oh, nice little Grimstroke, stroke of fate there to bring down Saxor as well. And Excalibur just wants to eat some snakes. And NIP take a huge loss in the middle lane as they lose their Aegis, they lose their CK, and they lose their Shaman as well. And it only costs them a Rubik on the side of Singularity. So, ouch. That's all I'm going to say.
Very, very ouch. They lose pretty right off the bat there, and like he's supposed to be a warning system, right? You're supposed to get out. But once again, there are no real defensive items on the side of NIP that could help save Ace, who is supposed to be at a safe distance there, right? No, he's about to screen away, should be fine. There's no Force Staffs, there's no Glimmer Capes. Everyone has, once again, itemized for themselves. So they are forced to fight. Ace goes down, and down goes your mid tower as well.
Yep, big loss for NIP here as they lose a lot in this middle lane and lose a lot across the map, to be honest. And this is just going to give Excalibur even more space to continue building this gold advantage, which he's so good at doing. And yeah, once again, Singularity. You know, this time it's funny as well because we were talking about in the draft how NIP we were saying like, well, Singularity might have to change things up this time around because there's no way they can put all their eggs into one basket this time because they've got Doom, they've got the Shaman again. You know, they've got so much single target they can just throw on to Excalibur. But he doesn't care. He doesn't mind at all. He's taking it all.
Nope. No, and it's actually like in some way it is also very good to have this one big juicy target because then yeah, all of the single targets going to get thrown onto the guy who can take it the best instead of, you know, his supports getting picked off. His very squishy Shadow Demon core, who I really still think shouldn't be having a game right now at all. He just picked up a Heal Scepter. He's feeling fine. Yeah, he's not doing great, but he's keeping up in levels. He's taken across to level 18 right about now.
Yeah, so nice to get level 3 on that ultimate as well. It's,
yeah.
Very underrated ultimate by a lot of people, but I mean, I think in the pro scene at least, they definitely recognize the power that Demonic Purge can really bring to a fight.
Yeah. In order to,
who are the best targets for it this game?
For the Purge?
I think Ember definitely, right?
Yeah, you just take off that Flame Guard, take away most of his regular mobility. Of course, he's still a hard target to bring down, but... Whoa.
Strike.
And that's one of the things that you do see throughout this game, is that they don't have enough lockdown for that man.
Yeah, in the poor old Razor taking a fall in the middle lane. Quite severely there, and the tier 2 tower falls really quickly, and actually NIP, they might be just going high ground right now.
It's a great last pick. It's just that I feel that the game is so much more harder for him because of the way that his entire team has itemized.
Dire structures are fortified.
Right,
Yeah,
Use,
Excalibur
and
is
then
gonna...
bringing in Excalibur here, but he does manage to get the axe off before the Phantasm comes out, which we've already talked about as being very important.
Yeah.
But Doom is out onto Excalibur. He is free to just back himself away, though, thanks to the Grimstroke. Shashlo is caught out a little bit on the side here. I don't think he's escaping as he's hexed up and now brought back in, and Ace will finish him off. Now, mid-racks are exposed, and Snakes come in as well. And now, actually, another Shackle. Shaxka ready to go, but the silence once again. Excalibur, when is this Doom going to end on him? Well, and now is going to be...
It's not going to end, is the answer, as long as the Doom is in range, because he has an Aghanim Scepter.
Well, that would certainly explain that one for me.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Aghanim Scepter on Doom. Interesting.
Dire's bottom
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen that, but it makes a lot of sense, right? Because you know that this guy is just going to wait the Doom out and then come back in. And now it's just like, no, you got to bring down this huge, tanky
Radiant's top tower is
demon
under attack.
from hell if you want to get your carry back into this fight. And coincidentally, the carry is the only one who is able to kill the huge, tanky demon from hell.
Yeah, I see a bit of a contradiction coming out here for Singularity. But
This is a conundrum.
I think it's also to do with the ultimate as well. You know, previously, you don't want to use that ultimate whenever Troll is inside his battle trance. You don't want to doom him when he's in battle trance. He's just going to heal up throughout the entire thing. However, now you're free to use it on him because you can just stay in range and you get the full duration off anyway. So it doesn't make a difference whether you use it on him before or after. I think that's really important. It also stops him using his spells because obviously he can use those axes inside the battle trance. It's very much, and you can swap around as well. You can swap from melee to range. So yeah, it could be a really interesting pickup from him. Well, it is a really interesting pickup from him this game on 33 on the Dooms. So we'll see how it plays out throughout the game. I'm certainly looking forward to seeing a couple more fights in it because that was kind of the initial one where you go, oh, he's got Aghanims. Okay, probably shouldn't have walked back in there. They do lose their mid-racks, but...
Well, for Singularity, the question is now, are they going to fight through the Doom, or are they going to be trying to kill him off and get the jump first?
Yeah.
And the answer seems to be a Lincoln Sphere. So they are going to try it the other way around. Alright, sure, Doom me. And then it's not going to happen. There's so much, like... Saxa is going to have
brought in, but they just immediately bring an EGM and blow him up. And, well, this is one hero down already. Shashlo, what you doing? Just walk straight into the arms of Saxo, who's open wide, ready for him. And Shashlo is going to drop, and Saxo gets a double kill here in the middle lane. And that was a gem as well. Very questionable from Shashlo there as he walks into a bunch of heroes.
That looked like a bit of a misclick. He was really not looking to go anywhere but his base. But... unfortunately for him. I mean, I don't think he was out of range anyway. Maybe he realized that he was not getting out because of the Aether Lens on the Shadow Shaman, so he just walked back in, tried to buy the rest of his team a bit more time. That could be it. As the only good reason I see to do something like that.
Right. Well... Singularity take another couple of blows here in this boxing match of a game as each team taking chunks out of each other, but it does seem to be NIP starting to get ahead. And, you know, as we said before, their team is very, very good at playing on the right foot. If they are ahead, then NIP look very scary. Singularity came back before. Maybe they can pull it off again. Their Troll Warlord is still the biggest hero in the game, I think, so they've got every reason to keep on fighting.
I think that one pick-off hurt the tempo of Singularity way more than you'd think. It's not just a hit to, you know, their carry uptime, but also just to their confidence, and they haven't really played
again. Excalibur gets stunned up. They destroy the Lincoln Spear as well, but struggling to find the introduction. And actually, Excalibur just running straight into this one. He is going to get doomed up, however, and now Ace is just turning around and bashing into him. Excalibur stunned up for 4 seconds. The disruption will come out, but 33 with the BKB just fighting up versus Pingvin. Excalibur coming out of the disruption, running himself away. Meanwhile, EGM is taken out, and now Excalibur goes down as well. Doomed up and killed. And no buyback from him either, as Pingvin held still by the shackles of Saxa, but a nice stroke of fate comes in to snipe him off. But Pingvin, he's going to go down all the same. Eraser is dead. 74 seconds, does have buyback. The Troll does not, and that's the important one. And I think NIP with this Phantasm will not be stopping a barracks here. They might be going for the jugular. Shashlo throwing out some poisons. Okay, they're going for the top lane of racks, but they can't go for bottom racks because there is still a tier 1 up in the bottom lane, weirdly. So it's definitely going to have to be a long, long push.
they could bait out, like, if they get any more kills here, if I'm Satchel, I would be hiding inside my fountain right now. This Rax is dead. Don't, this is not worth anything.
Yeah, the poison.
If they jump you, you're dead. You don't have any buyback on either of these heroes that are sort of lingering around here, which means that if you are dead, you're actually extending the siege and they can go for base.
Yep, snakes being thrown out. The buyback comes out from the Razor. They're realizing they might need to do something, but NIP, the buyback from the Razor, it's going to be enough to force them back despite dropping the snakes for this one.
That's everything they really wanted. I gotta say, this answer from NIP for the single core, it's very abstract, right? They're saying, alright, Singularity is going to run a single core. No matter which core that is, we pick something that is going to shut down a single core. So they picked the Doom on the third pick. And then all they have to do is secure that Doom a game until he gets the Aghanim Scepter, and Singularity can't fight them anymore. So their other option would have been to outsplit push, but with this lineup, no. And into an Ember Spirit, double no. So yeah, it's one of the ways that a team can draft where you don't really need to know which exact hero is coming in order to make sure that you're already drafting an answer. So very well done by PD, I gotta say. That's some clever thinking and some real trust there as well, that alright, we have the answer in the abstract and then we can pull it off in real time and make it like a proper counter.
Yeah, PPD is a smart man as they go in for the Roshan, and not going to last very long, and no response from Singularity as of yet. An immediate smoke up, El Clasico smoke, as they get to work. Moving in towards the middle lane. Oh, a double damage spawns for them as well, and it is spotted out as well. Ace going to be picking, oh no, maybe they're giving it to Fata actually.
Storming up the river.
Or maybe they're just moving the bottle across. Nope, they give it to Fata. Bottle on him.
You said El Clasico and I had a little bit of a flashback to, you know, pictures you can hear. Patience from Zoe.
Yeah, absolutely. Smoking out of the Roche pit is, I don't know, it happens every now and again, but it's always been...
So Theorycraft time. You have approximately 1 minute worth of time. Unless you storm up here, please don't do that. Singularity. Okay.
They chill.
You have 1 minute to find a way to fight into this NIP lineup. What you gonna do?
I think I need some crazy smoke wraparound plays. I mean, if you can somehow kill the Doom before he gets Doom off, then that'd be pretty neat. But again, this Doom is huge. Like the guy is just a complete unit.
And then you're playing the game that NIP wants to play, right? And look at this. They also know they are ahead of you, Nomad. They're saying, you want some smoking to the side. You're not gonna get it.
Damn it. They've countered my 2K brain. What will I do?
I mean, your 2K brain probably has quite a bit of strategic insight just from watching a lot. And yeah, the way the Ace is positioned here, I mean, they get a smell
out onto Pingvin. BKB pop from Fata as well with his double damage rune, just trying to do all the damage he can. And Jerry might actually be the first one to go down in this engagement under the tier 4. Fata does get it. Meanwhile, they're just focusing the base. Oh no, they're not. Actually, the Illusion's doing a ton of work here as they just kind of fight off. It's Illusion battle! But it is, funnily enough, going to be Ace's Illusions that win the day. And now the snakes get dropped. They want these mega creeps. They want the bottom lane. Excalibur's hexed up. He could be in some trouble here. In comes the disruption from Shashlo to try and keep him alive. Now Excalibur trying to just force them back with some ranged axes coming out. There goes that link. It is Popper. Now they've got the grab onto him. Do they have the Doom? Yes, they do. Excalibur, he's going to go down once. Does have buyback coming straight back into this fight. No hesitation on that one. NIP, though, they've taken down Shashlo. Shashlo buys back as well. It's going to be a 4-on-5. Can Singularity pull off this fight? It's a huge ask. But Excalibur running straight in, immediately getting hexed up, though. Lincoln's not lasting long at all as Pingvin now taking so much damage. Ace on top of things. Excalibur can't keep his friend alive, so he's now going to pop that ultimate and try and just bring down Ace, but he's just fighting into the guy. He's actually missing so much. Ace, though, rooted up. Surely he has to die here, but no. Excalibur's stunned, but finally gets a kill, but the Aegis is just only popped. And now they look at Excalibur sitting in the middle of everybody. Doesn't have a ton of HP, and now Ace is back from the dead. Looking to jump on Excalibur. 3-second stun onto him. Excalibur has to get himself away, but it's useless. He is dead. Fata is godlike, and GG. GG is called. Game number 3 is going to go the way of NIP. Singularity do drop inside their base, and it was just a game of tempo from NIP as they take objective after objective, keep on having that gold coming in, and eventually it just gets too much for Singularity to handle.
Smoothly played from NIP there. I gotta, like, especially PPD did so much work in a little bit of time where, you know, it was kind of back and forth. There was only like 1k gold difference or something. Excalibur was keeping up with these 3 farm-heavy cores of NIP, 2 Midases and a farm amp, once again. And then PPD helps pick off Excalibur in the mid lane. He kills a courier on top. Suddenly, so much of the win is taken out of Singularity's sails that even if they still had a good position to play there, they were on the back foot, and it took them too long to really recover. And by that point, and I already talked about the Aghanims pickup for the Doom, but I'm gonna say that again. Like, we are gonna see in this next game more reactions to this single core problem, where, you know, Fada plays a hero this time that doesn't actually fight him straight up, but just kills the people around him, and then you have this Doom who is this great single target. Just, well, Nullifier is an item right now, but he was Nullifier the hero. He just kept Excalibur out of the game. And without Excalibur, Singularity doesn't have a game. So I want to see more of this PPD drafting. Does he know stuff even though he doesn't know anything yet? And I just love it. That man knows what he's doing.
Yeah, adjusting on the fly. That's the beauty of a best of 5 series. What I'm excited to see is if Singularity can adjust to this. I mean, what is the plan? Obviously, the Terrorblade worked out for them. They're just going to put him on a harder and harder carry and see how that works out for them, or are they going to have to change it up and maybe get a little bit more balance in their cores? Something tells me that will not be the case, but let's see how it goes. I mean, it's an incredibly interesting series strategically to watch as both sides try to figure each other out. And you know,
this is why I love best of 5s.
Yeah,
best of 5s like develop their own meta.
Yeah, like imagine if this series was over now. You know, if this was best of 3, the series would be over now, and we'd be like, oh, well, you know, maybe Singularity can recover. Don't know. We'll have to wait until next tournament where everything will be different. They probably won't be playing NIP again. But now we get the next game. Of course, NIP only 1 game away from victory and making it through to that super final, the best of 7 tomorrow versus the winner of the eastern side of things. We're going to take a short break and then we'll be back with the next game in this best of 5 series. Don't go anywhere. My name's been Nomad. She's been Kips. We'll see you very soon.